All right, my prediction for the price action in the next few days for ADA is not looking good, and we're going to talk about that right now. I've got the daily chart for Cardano. That is the ADA coin right here in front of me. We're going to take a look at that. But before we do, let's go to one of my favorite tools, that is tradingview.com, that I like to use to take a temperature of the market. We're going to look at their ADA technical analysis, and we'll start at the 1 day. We're seeing a neutral. Oscillators are neutral. Moving averages are sitting at a neutral. On the 1 week, we're seeing a buy. Oscillators are buy with moving averages a strong buy. And on the 1 month, we have a buy, neutral, and strong buy. Now, let me be clear. Everything I'm about to talk about in this video is short term. That is over the next few days/weeks. This is not long term. I hold ADA. I'm a long term holder of ADA. I will probably hold ADA through the 2024-2025 season. And let's see what happens in the long term. So, everything I'm about to say in this video is short term. Might be a good time if you want to be looking at price to add to your ADA collection if you intend to do so. And that's what we're going to talk about right now today. Back in October, ADA was around 0.25. It went all the way up to 0.68. That's more than 2.5 times, almost 3 times, but 2.5 times. Hit that high sometime in December. We have not broken that high in December. That was around the 13th or the 14th. And this is what the daily chart looks like right now. For most of December, we ranged between this level of 0.055 and 0.068. You could see these lines right here denoted a springing action, a coiling action, a tightening action of the price. And that indicated we were either going to soon break up or break down. We broke down quite unfortunately. Let me tell you why. Back on that day, that is January 3rd, everything was looking good for Bitcoin. I got up, made some videos about how well Bitcoin was doing. At that point on the 3rd, I had a nice green candle. We were sitting nicely above 45,000. Everything looked good for a nice January start for us to go up and try to attack the 48,000 in Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that day, something happened that you cannot predict. There were some, turns out to be completely unsubstantiated rumors going out that the SEC was going to deny the Bitcoin ETFs, and Bitcoin proceeded to fall directly. This is a daily candle, but the damage happened in 2 hours. We went from 45,000 to 41,000. No one could have predicted that. That's why the financial markets are so unpredictable. With Bitcoin sitting above 45,000 that day, I made the assumption we were going to break out and start challenging the 0.68 highs. Everything was looking just like it was going to until we had that Bitcoin flush, and instead of breaking out toward the top, we broke out toward the bottom. Of course, those rumors were absolutely false. The Bitcoin ETFs did get approved last week, but it set crypto in motion to fall. ADA was one of those. It broke out of this pattern and broke out of this range that it had been in December. And that did some damage that we've really yet to overcome. It brought us all the way down to this 0.46 level before going back up. This was post ETF approval right here, these 2 days. And now we have given back some gains because Bitcoin is giving back some gains. And right now we sit, and if you look, there's a red just right below this critical level of 0.55 that held for all of December. Does not look like it's going to hold now. And in fact, it looks like we are going to fall below that 0.55, challenges 0.52, which is this line and this line. It's based on the bottom of those 2 wicks, and might fall into this 0.46 to 0.51 range here in the near future. Well, why do I think that might happen? Well, I'm glad you asked, I guess. Bitcoin, let's talk about it. Here was Bitcoin and the upward rising channel it was in all of December. Here's the post ETF tag of 48,000. And this all comes after this huge run up from October. All right. So Bitcoin was around, let's call it 27,000 in October and tagged about 49,000. Around this time right here, roughly the beginning of December, middle of December, after we saw this fantastic run up, I heard people much smarter than me starting to say, look, we're probably going to tag 48,000 in this move, but this 48,000 to 50,000 range right here in the gray is going to be hard to break during this run up. It's just because we had extended so far. There was the ETF approval coming up. Everybody supposed it would be approved, for many people, and they supposed we would tag 48, 49, 50 out of joyous excitement, but that was not going to hold. There just was not enough momentum. We had to have some kind of retracement and correction, which is what we are experiencing now. We are experiencing the post ETF approval blues. Money is moving around. People are taking profits. Some are saying they are taking money that they got out of Bitcoin from that nice run up and throwing it into altcoins in preparation for a bigger run up in 2024. There's a lot of people out there saying things, but I can look at the chart and see we've had a bad couple of days in Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin can do one of two things, but I do believe the people that are saying we're probably going to at least tag 40,000. What I mean by tag is we might fall and then it get bought back up. Bitcoin could go up and hit this 45,000 before doing that. But I just have to think over the next week, sometime we're going to hit 40,000. If we do that, ADA is certainly going to give up this 0.55 and very well could give up this 0.52 and fall into this range that I'm talking about already. Now, if Bitcoin tags 40,000, what will it do? It might sit here in range for a while. Some are saying over the next couple of weeks, they expect Bitcoin to fall into this 34,000 to 38,000 range. And you can see we spent much time here in November to fall in that range while we sit there and find a new foundation for the supposed run up happening in 2024, especially after the halving of Bitcoin in April sometime. So that's kind of what it looks like is going to happen. Either we're going to fall out here soon, or we might even go up and hit this 45,000 and then work our way back down. But I have to assume we're going to get pushed down to 40,000 and then see how the market reacts. Will it be picked up immediately, or will we continue to fall? And all of that is going to tell the story of ADA. All of that is going to tell the story of ADA. ADA and some of these other coins just don't have any newsworthy events coming up to push it either way. So we're going to be riding the coattails of Bitcoin over the next few days and weeks, and that's not unusual. But if I had to say, I would say look for some price movements down here around 0.47 to 0.5 here in the next couple of days / couple of weeks. Again, like I say, if you want to pick some more ADA up, I think that's a perfect time to do it. Doesn't mean we won't fall further, but you might want to get a little bit here. And then if we fall even further, like if Bitcoin hits at 34 to 38,000, ADA might hit this level right here below 40. There was some very constructive price action right here. This is constructive. This is good price action. This is building a foundation where the buyers and sellers agree on price and then wait for the next move to happen. That's fantastic. It's easy to look back and say, hey, we don't want to give up all these gains we had, and we certainly don't. But this is healthy price action. Everything we're seeing is completely healthy. So over the long term, I feel like ADA is in fantastic hands. I think if you bought now at 0.55, you'll look back at in the end of this year and say that was a fantastic deal. So that's what I think. That's my opinion. But I'm in it for the long term and going to hold through the rest of this year and at least probably next. And let's see what happens there. That's my supposition. What's going to happen in ADA over the next few days? We might find a little drop and then a bounce back up. Let's see what happens. I will keep you updated. Be sure to check back. All right, thanks.